Hi everyone, welcome back. Today I'll be sharing how to turn these plain dollar store slippers into really cute crochet sandals like these. You can even make them with slides available from stores like Walmart, which are fully plastic, and you will even be able to wear them outside. These sell for a very high price, like around £200. So it's going to be a lot of fun making it for just a few dollars. For making the sample, I'll be using 3 colors from Karen Simply Soft, which is a size 4 worsted weight yarn, but on the thinner side. I'll be using 3 colors: white, robin's egg, and strawberry. With that, I'll be using a 4.5mm crochet hook. You'll have to adjust the size of your hook based on how tight or loose you crochet. So gather your supplies and let's get started. So this is what we're trying to make. First, we will be making a granny square, a basic granny square in the center, and then we'll work rows on the sides and one last row with stitches increasing in height towards one side. And then we will do the same on the other side to add width to the rectangle, and then we will be adding a single crochet row on top, and on the base we will be adding a few tall double crochet stitches along the 2 edges, and then continue to work smaller stitches in the middle. So the 2 pointy edges will make sure that the top part of your slipper matches with the piece we have made. To begin round 1, chain 4, 2, 3, and 4. Slip stitch the very first chain. So insert your hook into the first chain and yarn over and pull through all the loops on your hook to complete your slip stitch. You have now made a chain ring and will be working into that space in the center of your chain ring. Now chain 3. That counts as your first double crochet. 2 double crochet into the chain ring, that is into that space in the middle of the chain ring. Work 2 double crochet stitches, chain 2 for corner, 3 double crochet into the chain space again. I'm working over the yarn tail. We will be doing that wherever possible to minimize weaving in ends at the end of the pattern. I've worked 3 double crochet. Now chain 2 to make the next corner. 3 double crochet into the chain space again. Chain 2, 3 double crochet again into the same chain space, chain 2, and slip stitch to the top of beginning chain 3. So this is the first one, second, and the third chain. That is a chain on top. Insert your hook into that and yarn over and pull through all the loops on your hook to complete your slip stitch. And now fasten off by pulling through the last loop. Cut the white yarn. So this is how round 1 looks completed. It has 4 3 double crochet groups and 4 chain 2 corners. Now let's begin round 2. Any round is always started in one of the chain 2 spaces, and start before the fasten off point so you can work over the tail when you come around and hide that as you go. So let's begin round 2 in this chain 2 space, a corner right here, slip stitch to that chain 2 space, now work over the yarn tails. First chain 2, now working over the yarn tails, work 2 double crochet into the same chain 2 space, chain 2, work 3 double crochet into the same chain 2 space. So we'll be making a corner right there. Now skip over the next 3 double crochet and work into the next chain 2 space. Work 3 double crochet, chain 2 and 3 double crochet into the next chain 2 space, just like you did here. So jump over to the next chain 2 and working over the yarn tail, work 3 double crochet, chain 2 and 3 double crochet into the same chain space. Now jump over the next 3. I'm tugging at that tail, and then work 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet into the next chain space, again working over that yarn tails there, 3 double crochet, chain 2 and another 3 double crochet in the same chain 2 space. Now jump over the next 3 double crochet and work 3 double crochet, chain 2 and 3 double crochet in the very last chain 2 space. I'm still working over the yarn tails there, chain 2 and three double crochet. Now do not chain 1 but directly slip stitch the top of the beginning chain 2 right there. Insert your hook into the top chain and then pull through to complete your slip stitch, and again yarn over and pull through to fasten off your blue color yarn. So that brings us to the end of round 2, and we have 4 corners or chain 2 spaces and 8 3 double crochet groups, 2 in each corner. Now it's better to trim off the excess tails behind after we weave in. We don't want them to come in our way, so trim all the excess tails. So now we have just 1 left, and now let's begin round 3. And like I said, we will always be starting in a corner before the fasten off point, so we'll be starting in this corner right here with the next color, which is pink or strawberry. Slip stitch to this corner, chain 2. Now working over that yarn tail, work 3 double crochet, work 2 double crochet into the same chain 2 space. We're starting off just like round 2, work chain 2, now again 3 double crochet in the same chain 2 space, now jump over the next 3 double crochet and work 3 double crochet in the space between these 2 double crochet groups. You will work only 3 double crochet there because it's not a corner. So work 3 double crochet into the next space between the 3 double crochet groups. I'm still working over that yarn tail. Now jump over the next 3 double crochet and work 3 double crochet, chain 2 and 3 double crochet in the next corner. Make sure you're working over both the yarn tails. Work 3 double crochet, chain 2 and 3 double crochet in that corner, chain 2 space. So you have made a corner there. Wherever you have a chain 2 is where your corner will be. Tug on that yarn tail a little. And now jump over your next 3 double crochet and into this space work 3 double crochet stitches. Now skip over the next 3 double crochet and work 3 double crochet, chain 2 and 3 double crochet into the next chain 2 space in the corner. Three double crochet, chain 2 and 3 double crochet in the corner. Now skip the next 3 double crochet and work 3 double crochet in that space between the 3 double crochet groups. 1, 2 and 3. And now again work 3 double crochet, chain 2 and 3 double crochet in this corner. Three double crochet, chain 2 and 3 double crochet. Now work 3 double crochet in the next gap. And now directly slip stitch to the top of beginning chain 2 of our first 3 double crochet group. Insert your hook into the top of that chain and complete a slip stitch. Now yarn over and pull through the last loop to fasten off the pink color yarn. So this brings us to the end of round 3, and we now have our square completed, and we'll now be working along the sides to increase the width of the square and turn it into a rectangle. Before we proceed any further, let's go ahead and trim that yarn tails to keep them out of the way. And now we'll start working along this side. We will be working with white. Just to follow the sequence, we'll first work with white and then blue, and then the last row will be with pink. So let's start with white. Slip stitch to this chain 2 space right here. We'll be working here, one row here, and then we'll fasten off at this side. Slip stitch into that chain 2 space. Chain 2. Working over that yarn tail, work one more double crochet into the same chain 2 space. Now work 3 double crochet into the next space between the 3 double crochet groups. Directly work 3 double crochet without any chains before that. 3 double crochet in the next chain space. I'm always working over the yarn tail. 3, so that's 2 and 3 completed. And now in the last chain 2 space in the corner, work 2 double crochet, because we started with a chain 3 and a double crochet. We will end with 2 double crochet in the last chain 2 space on this side, and we will yarn over and pull through to fasten off the white color yarn. So that is our first side row. Now we will start on this side. We won't turn our work. We'll start on this side with blue color and proceed this way. Now slip stitch to the top of the beginning chain 3 right here. Slip stitch, chain 2, that counts as our first double crochet. Now don't work another double crochet, but directly work 3 double crochet stitches in each of these gaps. 1, 2 and 3. Work 3 double crochet stitches into each of those 3 gaps. You can work over the yarn tail. I missed it there. Always try to work over the yarn tail so you don't have to weave in a lot. Or 3 double crochet in the last gap here. And I will work 2 double crochet in the last stitch. Even if I worked only 1 here, I will work 2 here. That kind of straightens out the edge. So I will be working 2 double crochet in the very last stitch right there. That kind of gives a straighter edge, even if it's not symmetric. I prefer doing that way. And now pull through the yarn to fasten off our second row of the side. So this is how it looks completed. Now let's begin the last row, which will be starting with taller stitches and decreasing in height as we go. So slip stitch the top of beginning chain 2 right here with pink color yarn, slip stitch to the top of beginning chain 2 and chain 2. That counts as our first double crochet. Now work 2 double crochet in the next stitch. One double crochet in the next. So we have a total of 4 double crochet, including the chain 3. Work half double crochet in the next 3 stitches. I'm working over the yarn tails here also. Work 3 half double crochets. And now work a single crochet in the last 5 stitches. And fasten off. So that is how the last row looks, which decreases in height as you go. Now let's work on the other side. We'll be working the first 2 side rows just like we worked on the other side. We'll work a white row and a green row starting from here, just like we did the first 2. So go ahead, complete your white and your green row and come back and meet me, and I'll show you how to do the very last row. And now to begin the last row, slip stitch the top of beginning chain 3. This time we'll be starting with single crochet stitches and adding the taller stitches at the end of this row. Slip stitch, 1 single crochet into the same space, which is the top of chain 3, and 1 single crochet into the next 4 stitches. The next stitch will be squished, so don't miss that. I'm still working over yarn tails here, so that is the first one, second, third, and fourth. So we have completed 5 single crochet stitches. Now work a half double crochet in the next 4. A double crochet in the next 2 stitches. And end with 2 double crochet in the very last stitch. And now fasten off. Oh wait, don't fasten off. We can join the white color yarn right away. So when you're working your very last double crochet, we will join the white yarn. I have worked 1 double crochet into the last stitch, 1 more to go. So I will start the double crochet as usual. Yarn over, insert your hook into the stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and now I'll keep the last 2 loops on my hook, and I will yarn over and pull through the white color yarn. Now I will chain 1 with the white color joint and proceed to work along this edge. Make 2 more chains with white and work 2 double crochet across the first row. That's 1. Work 1 more. So a total of 3 double crochets across the first row. Now work 2 half double crochet stitches across the blue row end. Work 2 half double crochet stitches. Now across the next white row end, work 3 single crochet stitches. I'm working over yarn tails again. So worked 3 single crochet across this row end, and now we have actual stitches to work into. So work 1 single crochet into each of them until you reach the side rows right here, which starts with the white. Until then you have regular stitches, so work 1 stitch into each of them, and once you hit the side, I'll show you how to work the rest of the stitches. So go ahead and work 1 single crochet in each stitch across, working over the yarn tail, giving them a tug at times to straighten them out. 1 single crochet in each stitch across all the way to the end until you reach the side rows. I think that is just a space, but I'll work 1 single crochet into that. And now I have reached the side rows. I'll drop the yarn tail now, and I'll work 3 single crochet across the first row, 2 half double crochet across the next, and 3 double crochet across the very last row right there. So work 3 single crochet across the next, 1, 2, and 3, 2 half double crochet across the next, and 3 double crochet across the very last row. And now I can fasten off. So this is how it looks completed with 2 pointy and taller ends right there. Now let's go ahead and work a border on this side. Before you go ahead and trim that excess yarn wherever you have woven that in. It's time to trim that and move it out of your way. Whatever you haven't woven in, you'll come back to it later and weave it in. So whatever you have already woven in, you'll trim now to keep it out of your way. These ones need weaving in, so I'll leave them for later. I think just tug on it so you know if you have woven over it or not. I think the rest have to be woven in later. And now let's go ahead and work a row across this, which will be a regular single crochet row with no tall stitches, because that's going to be the top side of our toe top. Now slip stitch to the corner right here. With white color yarn. Slip stitch in the corner. Work 1 single crochet in the corner right there again. Remember to work over that yarn tail. Work 2 single crochet across the next row end. Work 3 single crochet across the white row end. Now work 1 single crochet into each of the stitches until you hit the side row, the side white row there. Work 1 single crochet into each. Until you hit the side row. I'll work 1 extra single crochet into that space right there because it looks like a big gap. And I have now let go of my tail. And now I'll work 3 single crochet across the white. Two single crochet across the blue row end. And 1 last single crochet across in the very corner right there. 1 last single crochet, and then I'll fasten off. So that is the completed top part, and now I'll show you how to weave in the ends. Trim any tails that have already been woven in. And for the remaining ones, you will weave them in to the same color. Thread them through a yarn needle and work back and forth at least 3 times. So I'll weave in this white across this edge right here. Go up until I reach the white, and I'll go back and forth 3 times here, in and out. In and out like that. Now back. Going in and out. Now one more time. Working my way up. And then I'll go ahead and trim my yarn. Or the blue one here. thread that and bring it to the blue row right there. Go in and out to the top part, making sure you're not going to the front and just working through the loops at the back. Work in and out. Don't tuck too tight. Now work your way back. Again, in and out. And one last time in the reverse direction. And you can then trim your yarn. So go ahead, weave in all those tails into the same color rows, and your toe top will be ready, and I'll show you how to attach it to your store-bought slipper. So now is the time to attach the top to your slipper, and I have a regular sewing needle and thread, and I'm going to try attaching it starting from the side. I'll start from this end. Bring it down, then go in and out like that. Go back and then come out again, like doing back stitches. So like that all the way to the edge. And you have to secure the edge with a few extra stitches. I like to go around like that. So now this edge is attached. I wish I had gone a little more closer. Now I can make a couple of knots here and trim that yarn. Go through the edge of the slipper. Come in through that loop there and make a knot. Oh God, I tangled it. Make a couple more. I'm so bad sewing on camera. Make a couple more and bring that tail inside and trim. Now make sure everything is straight, and I'll come to this side and sew down this side like we did the other one. This time we're starting from this edge, so stretch it, start, and make sure it fits. So go ahead and repeat the same steps on this side. Do back stitching and attach this side here, and I'll show you how to complete it. I have now completed sewing the other side as well. I managed to get this side closer. Practice makes perfect. Yay. And now let's change to a white thread and sew down these two edges. Along these edges you don't need to make back stitches, just running stitches should be fine, which is like going in and out. So let's do this side. Come from the inside into your white yarn and go in and out like that. Bring it to the edge. Keep adjusting your yarn layer on and off. For this layer, I think it's best not to sew the entire length because there might be a slight difference in the size between the toe top and the actual top part of your slipper. So just sew at maybe this side, and a little bit here, so everything stays in place. So I'll sew for an inch here, and an inch here. Now once you're done with the side, make a couple of knots inside, and you can trim that and then work on the middle part. So now I've done the side. I'll trim the thread and work on holding down the middle part a bit. I'll just hold this part a bit here and then work on the side. I won't go all the way around. Just a couple of stitches here to hold it in position. Maybe just go around along 3, trim that excess or hide it. Work into 3-4 stitches there, not too many, and end with a knot, a few knots actually inside the slipper. You cannot see it, like that, and with a few knots there. Doing on camera is hard. I'm making a lot of mistakes because I cannot see properly. I'm trying to show you guys as well. And now sew a little along this side, maybe a 1/2 inch, 1 inch, like that, but we're not going continuous all the way along. It kind of helps us fit it better. So now go and do 3/4 of an inch or 1 inch here, and repeat the same on the other side. 1 inch on 1 inch here, 1 inch here, and just a little bit here, and we will have our slipper top attached securely. So go ahead and do this side as well. Pull it to conceal the underside, and then sew it down along the edges here, here, and here, and we'll have our slipper ready. So this is how the slipper looks completed. I have sewn everything down, making sure that the pink doesn't show, and now the slipper is ready to wear. Now let's try to glue this down instead of sewing it down for people who hate sewing. Well, warning, I'm doing this the first time, so it may not look as neat and professional. So let's do this together. First, apply some fabric glue on the side. Since both our layers are fabric this time, you can get away with using a fabric glue, but if you are sticking it onto a plastic slides, then you might have to look for a glue that can stick fabric to plastic. And you'll find a lot of them on Amazon. I'll be leaving the link for this one in the description box below. So now let's put some glue along the edge. Like that. I'm not very sure this is going to succeed, but I'm going to try anyways. And now first stick this side down as low as possible, close to the edge. Stretch it the way you want it to look. Position it right, and it says it takes 2 to 4 hours to dry, so I will go crazy if I have to wait that long to stick the other side. So I'm going to hold this for a while just to make sure it's positioned right, and put some pins through the side so I can work on sticking the other side. So you have to hold this down. I couldn't think of anything that can hold this down. I tried these clips, but they won't go in at all. So maybe hold it with your finger for a while, and then maybe we can put some pins if that helps. Okay, so I'll go get some pins and we'll see how that goes. I have now put pins on the sides to hold the glue and my crochet piece together. If you can see, I have put multiple pins like that, just going in and out like that. I have put multiple pins here, and I did the same to the other side. And now we'll leave this for as long as our glue instructions say. It says around 2 to 4 hours on mine, so I'm going to leave it for that long, and I'll come back and I'll stick a bit on this side and maybe these corners. If it's showing, I'll pull it and stick those as well. So I'll come back and meet you when I'm done with all that, and I'll show you how well it fits, or how good it looks, and if it's strong enough for you to actually use this idea. Let's now take out the pins and see how well the glue has worked. It is holding well, but the corners haven't stuck well, so I might have to go back and put a little more glue there and push it down like that. So the glue does work for anyone who doesn't like sewing. The glue works and gives you more control. And once you're done with both the sides, go ahead and stick a little here and pull and cover any exposed slipper here or wherever you need it, but don't glue the entire thing down, just at places, just a few places, like we sewed like that. Here, a little here and a little here should work great. And again, you might have to glue down that edge right there like that, so it looks neat and clean from the side. I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and will try making this slipper. If you love making slippers, don't forget to watch my other slipper videos right there. Thank you so much for watching.